Hello, my name's Fox, and I'm at Fox, and I saw it like a day or two ago, but I saw How to Train Your Dragon, the live action, 2025, and it's pretty good. It's a shot-for-shot remake, but it's pretty good. Let's watch the trailer, and then we'll get into it, alright? Let's get in 3, 2... How to Train Your Dragon, trailer now. It's always fun when you watch like characters who like are on each other's necks, and then later on like their best friends are together. Like that's why like the freaking I love when like they show them fighting the dragons and stuff, and it's like that's gonna be your best buddy for the rest of your life. I actually gotta wonder how. I'm actually, you know what, I'm gonna watch the original How to Train Your Dragon trailer to see how close they are to each other. This summer.
Maybe they're not as bad as we think they are.
In case you forgot, our parents' war is about to become ours. Figure out which side you're on.
They've killed hundreds of us!
And we killed thousands of them! Toothless, no! She's a friend!
You all need to see this. I'm not one of them.
Wow, we've lost everything. Your father, your tribe, best friend. What are you gonna do about it?
Probably something stupid.
Well, you've already done it.
That's something crazy.
What's up to us? Us? Stick with me.
Alright, bud, you ready?
Thank you, you useless reptile.
Come on!
I like the Red Death in this one too. Like the fun fact, that's originally how Toothless looked in the book, and he could talk. All right. So actually, I want to see. Let's see. Actually,
Welcome to Dragon Training. Today you will learn to fight dragons.
Pain. Love it.
Let's get started.
good uncle.
Come by some time to work out. You look like you work out. Oh!
Does she though? She's like scrawny as hell.
Hey, huh?
Nope, just you.
Focus, Hiccup.
We're gonna get to the first movie or the live action one.
With the cool Vikings.
Has anyone ever tried to train a dragon?
No one's ever lived to tell the tale.
Wow, they really changed a lot of the audio for this in the original movie. Very more silly kind of.
We're gonna take this nice and slow. Come on, buddy. Come on, buddy.
Get down!
It's okay. You scared him.
I scared him?
Everything we know about them is wrong. Let me show you.
God, I love this. All right, well, anyways, it's very different, but there's some things here. But anyways, beside the point. So, this movie, legit pretty good. Like legitimately, like okay, like there's like I didn't get these figures until I actually went to go see the live action movie. I legit and I do say figures because mind you, I didn't buy these all separately. They came in like a 4-pack, and then they came with like Hiccup, Astrid, and Snotlout. But and I'll say this right now. Yeah, they probably could have stuck a little bit closer for some designs. Toothless looks like he's from the same movie, from like the anime movie, as well as shoot, I can't remember her name. Astrid's dragon. I can't remember her name. The terrible this guy here. He does look very different, and I know that was kind of a thing, and it was a bit of like a sign like this might not be the greatest. But it actually is pretty good on multiple things. Like, they don't change that much. Like, if you like the original How to Train Your Dragon, you're probably gonna like this. Like, mind you, also, if you like How to Train Your Dragon and seen it before, like a few times, you're definitely gonna see some scenes and be like, oh, they kind of changed that. Like, there's the bit where Hiccup puts the first tail on Toothless, and there's a bit of a scene where Toothless kind of stops feeling it, and then you can kind of see his eyes go, like, open up, and then you switch to, Hiccup, and then you see the wings come up, and, like, it's like a point where he's like, oh shit, I have my tail part back, and, like, you see the realization, you kind of see him just go, and, like, it kind of is the end of that, and then you switch to immediately the Hiccup with the wings up, and that's where I would say, like, where this movie does lack at some points is some of the Toothless parts are different, or like they're the same, but then they're slightly, like, there's a scene like missing from it that adds a little bit more like character to Toothless. That's like the only like gripe I would have with this. There's other things like they cut the scene where Toothless, where Hiccup and Toothless are chilling out on a rock, and the little dragons come up. He does a little petting the little green guy thing, and then also when the little green guy like is about to charge up a fireball, the Toothless just goes and just shoots a fireball on his mouth and blows him up, kind of blows him up on the inside, and then that's when Hiccup goes, oh, I guess you're not as fireproof on the inside as you are on the outside, and it's like, and in a sense, like, that was a scene where I think, like, they at least gave us something else to kind of hint at it, because I think in this movie specifically, I rewatched the original one, and it happens a little bit of sometimes, but I think it's way more prominent in the live action one, where you see, like, the gas build up in their mouths before they, ignite it to shoot their fireballs or, shoot their flames and stuff. So, like, in this one, it's way more pronounced, so, like, when you see, like, the Red Death, or whatever the hell it's called, the big dragon, the Kaiju Alpha Dragon, start building up that, like, green gas, and I was like, okay, just shoot that sucker, and boom, you're golden. Another thing is, because some people were complaining about Astrid and the other characters, like, why are they all different races? I love how this movie played with that, because they were just like they kind of hint at the end where they say, like, come from everywhere the Vikings have come from. And in the end, it's like, oh no, like, they're literally, like, tribes from different parts of the world who have come to birth, which is an entirely different reason, like, why, like, I think in the original one, they just lived there. Like, they just lived there for generations, and that's it. And they've always had to deal with dragon attacks. In this, they may have lived there for generations, but the main thing is, they legitimately came there, not just to live there, they came there to kill dragons. Like, it's not like, like, the dragons just so happened to attack or whatever, started one day or something like that. It's legitimately, they came here because they are hunting down the dragon nest to kill the main dragon. It's not like, oh, we've been here, we've dealing with dragons forever, so I'm gonna find the nest, destroy the nest, and then, save save our village. And this is a sense of, we are trying to exterminate dragons, period. We have to find that nest. We are moving here to this place called Burke to kill them. And it's done, and, like, that's a cool way to have, like, oh, that's why there's Vikings of all different skin tones, all different colors, all different cultures, and a mix of different, weaponry. Like, I think at one point, like, Stoics, one of the swords Stoic has, it has two dragons on it, but it looks like a Chinese sword. And also another thing I actually really like about this movie is the weaponry in it. Let me see.
You're on.
Let me see if they show. I think they do.
You're all descendants.
Okay, yeah, a little bit right here. Astrid's axe. Just FYI, if you have an axe this big, that sucker is going to be stupidly heavy and probably unwieldy. Like, that thing would not be able to work. But that is accurate to the cartoons of having that big ass axe. Even the axe that Hiccup has right here, where his dad can, is almost an exact replica of the one in the animated movie. Like, that's one thing. Like, I'm sure they're actually made of like foam or for this, but like, they legitimately kept it where like the weaponry looks exactly the same and all that stuff. And again, like, story-wise, if you've seen the original, you've seen this movie. Again, just with like certain toothless bits, and it's specifically the toothless bits cut down, and they cut out the scene where Toothless and Hiccup kind of get stuck on the saddle, and they have to kind of sneak into town to kind of break it off. And they also changed the dragon nip grass, instead of it being like, something that like, not kind of, I guess it gets them high. I'm not really sure how catnip works. It gets them high. It's dandelions that just make them sneeze. And it's like, okay. But like, things I also do like is like they added some scenes, which you could say like, you probably didn't need these scenes, or it's like, oh man, I liked it more the the mystery of it. But oh yeah, that's one way you see how massive this dude's axe is. But stuff kind of not like this, but like the part where they go into, is it Helheim's Gate, or the big mist wall, that where the dragons live. Like when they go in there in the original one, you just see like a flash of light, and you see like this freaking fire demon. You see this fire demon like light up. You see like the shadow of him like light up in the mist, and then it kind of just cuts away, and then later on it's like, oh yeah, all the ships are gone, they were destroyed, we barely got anywhere, and stuff like that. In this one, we actually see like the fight inside of it, and it's me personally, I don't think it was disappointing. Like, it was cool seeing like them go in there, they're seeing all the boats, and like you see like, all of the dragons like light up. You see all the different dragons start coming at them. You see the one dragon that just swims through the water and slices through a boat with its back spikes. And it's like, oh shit, okay. That's a dragon I don't think was in the original one. But like that, or like when you see like the realistic dragon move around, which I think there could have been obviously a little bit more accurate to the animated, but also I don't dislike the live action remake versions of these dragons. Toothless is like almost exactly the same. But I will say though, I do like also when you see him flying, you could tell they did some care into like the model of Toothless, because it's better in the movie, but like when you see him flying, you legit see like the bones in the wings, like it's a bat wing. Like you can tell, like it looks like they took like legit bat wings and just enlarged them and stuck them on Toothless in a really good way, where it's like, oh shit, yeah, those look amazing on him. Like they look amazing. Like even when he's hanging upside down, like a bat, and like you have the wings over him, like it looks so good. But I'm trying to think. The guy who plays Hiccup also, like, because again, you can do I'm not really good at it, but that their schnozzle voice, like, "Hi fellas, I'm Hiccup," like whatever. I can't do it well. Oh hey, I don't know. It's a little bit too nerdy, but you get what I'm saying. Like his voice, like, which is iconic for Hiccup. I think everything else that kind of happened with him, even though like this dude does not look as nerdy as they made Hiccup in the original. But he does still do a good job as Hiccup, I would say. He does a good job as Hiccup, and to the point where like his voice, I never saw his like him without the voice, and I'm like, oh no, that's not Hiccup. Unlike, let's say, I don't know, Jumba, where the voice, not having the voice, kind of ruined the character a lot, and like it kind of went against him, against like what the character is. Where this, I think this guy, how he played Hiccup, works perfectly fine. He probably will also fit a lot better. I'm not saying he doesn't even fit good as Hiccup now, but I will say he probably fits a lot better also as when Hiccup is older, where he's like a bit more confident. But even then, he plays the nerdy guy extremely well. Astrid is fun. Snotlout, there's a side story with Snotlout where, which also I thought he was like the dude from. My sister says it's not him. I don't know if it is or not. I don't want to look it up. But my sister says that it's not the guy from maybe it's not him. Maybe it's just with the hair. But he reminds a lot of Flash from the new Spider-Man movie, from the Tom Holland Spider-Man movies. Down to like, you know, him be like, yeah, I'm super confident kind of guy, but I'm really sad because my parents kind of hate me, or I'm disappointed in my parents. And it's really funny too, because like his dad, who like I don't think he ever actually gets a line in the original movies. In this one, he actually has some pretty fun lines, if only because of stuff, and like it's really like him trying to like impress his dad. But I love the part where his dad comes back and he's like, yeah, my dad's proud of me, right, Dad? And his dad goes, don't talk to me in public. I'm like, Jesus. Like, damn, that was mean. Which I think is one thing that I think Disney is lacking in some things. They need to be a little bit mean in some things. But also the twins don't exactly look the same, but there is a funny joke where was it Rough and Tough, where Tough goes like, Tough Nut, or I can't remember, but Tough goes like, yeah, our parents can't tell us apart. It's like, really? Alright. But yeah, everyone here does well. Fishleg's probably gets the shortest end of the straw, and not even in the movie, I mean just in figures, because how the hell are you going to give me Snotlout, Astrid, Hiccup, which it's Hiccup whenever he loses his foot, and then give me all of their dragons, but then give me the Gronkle, and not give me Snotlout. What the hell? But whatever. Yeah, also, just a fun fact too. Apparently, they're starting to do what Jurassic Park did and like mark their toys. I can't sure if you can see it, but like there's a symbol, How to Train Your Dragon symbol right there, and they marked it. I'm like, oh, okay. I'm like, that's kind of cool. It's like how Jurassic Park always has like the JP on them with some kind of thing to say like, this isn't a fake, this is the real thing. But yeah, and Gerard Butler is really good as playing Stoic live action after he's been playing his voice. I think they said they're trying to get the mom's voice actor to play the live action version as well. This dude looks sick. Like, again, like he doesn't have the big googly eyes, but also I feel like they wanted to make them look more realistic. And again, there's probably ways you could do like similar designs, but still, I think it still looks fine. It still looks good, and like it is when you watch it. It's like, yeah, they were supposed to look very cartoony in the original cartoon, but in this one, they went for a little bit more realistic. But I feel like they still kept enough to the story, and like they didn't change anything unnecessarily to where it fits. I think very well, and even everything they did add, it still works. And also, I think this one looks way better than the animated movies like Final Dragon. They also did add that. Like, oh, the Red Death or this thing that it's one, they changed it to where it looks like a volcano that it's like sitting in. I'm like, that's kind of cool. Like the dragon lives inside a volcano, right? Lives in the magma and then breaks out. That's kind of cool. But they do like they're the queens. It's the queen. They're the worker bees, which is from the original. But then they say like it's an alpha dragon. It's like, all right, so they're already setting up alpha dragons for the next movie. When, you know, we're gonna have, you know, Toothless become an alpha. So, yeah, and it's funny because then I saw this But yeah, I saw it with my father, and he's like, man, Toothless is swamp. He's like, one of the strongest. Yeah, I'm like, oh, you don't know half of it. Man's gonna become king. But anyways, this is great. I liked it a lot. I thought this was really fun. The few changes I think are still really good. It was cool seeing the dragons like updated. It's pretty much like an updated version of the exact same story. It doesn't spit in the face of the original, and it doesn't, you know, it doesn't throw like again. The worst thing is just like some of the scenes with Toothless, which I guess Toothless costs a lot of money. But and even then, the cool thing is, How to Train Your Dragon live action apparently costs less than the animated movie did, and that's the first time a live action remake has ever done that. Which, that's cool. Like, that's cool. That probably means they were putting using their money wisely instead of whatever the hell Disney's doing with Lilo and Stitch. Which is also funny, because apparently, I guess, is it Chris Sanders? Also worked on Toothless and How to Train Your Dragon, so you have two movies of his designs, kind of. Which I never really noticed until one artist, I guess, said at one point, like, they said, oh yes, Toothless looks like Stitch. I'm like, does he? I guess, kinda? But also on that same note, I'm like the one thing I could really kind of notice is when Toothless climbs up and his claws like bend, and I'm like, oh yeah, it's kind of very Stitch oriented. But yeah. Actually, hold on a minute. Just not have an oval head. That's about it. Also, one thing I really love about the live action movie coming out is that now there's a ton of dragon figures I can get, because I wasn't collecting figures that much during when the original How to Train Your Dragons movies came out, so I'm kidding now. So hell yeah! But thanks for watching, sharing videos. Hope you enjoy this. Also, another cool thing is you can bring the legs up like all the way, so you can get like that really good like flying pose. So, thanks for watching videos, and we will see you later. Ucha, chabaga, un chichi.